Picture yourself in bed, the house finally still, but your mind feels fuzzy and your eyes ache from the day's demands. You struggle to recall a name or even what you had for dinner. For a brief moment, you might wonder, is this simply age catching up with me? But what if I told you that the very hours when your brain feels most clouded and your vision most strained could actually become the time your body starts to mend itself? I'm Dr. Lee, and welcome to Healthy Guide, where we uncover natural, scientifically backed methods to help you live longer, stronger, and with enhanced clarity. Tonight, we'll delve into the subtle power of 4 straightforward teas, drinks that not only soothe, but can genuinely safeguard your memory and eyesight as you sleep. The most surprising one is probably already in your spice drawer. The truth is, you don't need complex prescriptions or drastic lifestyle changes to support your brain and eyes as you age. Often, the smallest routines hold the greatest healing potential. A warm cup of tea enjoyed in the quiet of the evening can be more than just comforting. It can be medicine in disguise. Research indicates that certain teas contain compounds that reduce inflammation, nourish the delicate tissues of the eyes, and even assist the brain in clearing out toxins overnight. Tonight, we'll explore 4 of the most potent: green tea, chamomile, saffron, and ginger. When many people think of green tea, they envision something light, perhaps even commonplace. A simple beverage you might order at a restaurant or spot on a grocery store shelf. However, let me share this with you. Within that cup resides one of the most extensively researched, most powerful natural compounds ever discovered for human brain and eye health. Green tea contains a molecule known as EGCG, or epigallocatechin gallate, if you prefer the full name. Don't be concerned about the lengthy term. Imagine EGCG as a protector capable of reaching areas most nutrients cannot. The brain is enveloped by a protective shield called the blood-brain barrier. This barrier keeps out harmful substances, but also blocks many beneficial compounds. EGCG is one of the rare few that can pass through. Once inside, it starts to quell inflammation, repair fragile nerve cells, and fortify the connections essential for retaining memories. Here's the truly remarkable aspect. EGCG's benefits aren't confined to the brain. In 2010, researchers reported in the Journal of Agricultural and Food Chemistry that this same antioxidant was directly absorbed into the eye's tissues, the retina, cornea, and lens, within just half an hour of consuming green tea. Consider that. A simple cup of tea can deliver protection directly to the structures most vulnerable to the effects of aging. Cataracts, macular degeneration, retinal strain, these aren't merely terms on a medical chart. They're the reasons you might find pages appearing blurry at night or headlights dazzling your vision while driving. Green tea helps to decelerate this wear and tear. I often reflect on Martha, one of my patients. At 68, she's a retired teacher with a hearty laugh, but she approached me concerned that her memory was faltering. She'd set down her glasses, then forget their location. At night, she struggled to read more than a few pages before her eyes would sting and blur. We discussed sleep, stress, and diet, but I also proposed something very straightforward: a cup of green tea in the evening. Not a hurried gulp, but a deliberate ritual, steeped correctly, 45 minutes before bed, and savored in tranquility. A month later, she returned with a smile. "Dr. Lee," she told me, "my thoughts feel clearer at night, and I don't squint at the page like I used to." Was it solely the tea? Perhaps not entirely, but science tells us that within that gentle cup are compounds silently working to support her. There's another valuable component in green tea called L-theanine. This particular compound doesn't boost your energy. Instead, it guides your brain to produce alpha waves, which are linked to a state of calm focus. Imagine the contrast between a turbulent ocean and a steady tide. That's the effect L-theanine has on your mind. It doesn't induce unconsciousness like a sleeping pill. Rather, it primes your brain for the deep restorative sleep necessary for sorting memories, repairing neurons, and allowing your eyes to truly rest. So, how can you maximize its benefits? Firstly, opt for a high-quality green tea, preferably loose leaf and free from artificial flavors. If you're sensitive to caffeine, don't worry. Even decaffeinated versions retain much of their potency. Steep it gently, not in boiling water, but at approximately 160 to 180 degree for 2 to 3 minutes. Drink it slowly, allowing your body to absorb it about 30 minutes to an hour before bedtime. Green tea is more than just a drink. It's a nightly investment in clarity, memory, and the gift of sharper vision. For those seeking natural methods to enhance eyesight, foods to promote eye health, or a simple diet to improve vision as you age, green tea merits a permanent spot in your evening routine. It stands as one of the most elegant examples of how nature, through something as unassuming as a leaf, can offer both comfort and medicine. If green tea embodies clarity and focus, chamomile represents surrender, allowing the body to perform what it so frequently neglects as we age: deep rest. Many of my patients over 60 share a similar experience. Dr. Lee, I fall asleep, but I don't stay asleep, or I wake up more fatigued than when I went to bed. This isn't just frustrating, it robs the very hours when the brain and eyes are meant to rejuvenate themselves. You see, it's during the deepest stages of sleep that the brain cleans house, flushing away waste proteins that accumulate throughout the day. Without this profound rest, toxins linger, memory falters, and vision fatigue intensifies. Chamomile, a flower brewed for centuries, possesses a way of gently guiding the body back into this natural rhythm. Within chamomile is a compound called apigenin. Rather than thinking of apigenin as a chemical, envision it as a gentle hand lowering the volume on a noisy radio. It binds to the same brain receptors that regulate sleep and calmness, helping the nervous system reduce its alertness. This isn't sedation, nor the artificial heaviness of a pill. It's simply a signal that it's time to release, to let go. What occurs when your sleep deepens? The brain's cleansing mechanism, known as the glymphatic system, finally gets to work. Imagine tiny rivers coursing through the brain, flushing away proteins like beta amyloid, which, when allowed to build up, are associated with Alzheimer's disease. This nightly cleansing is one of the most overlooked forms of natural medicine we possess. Chamomile, with its simple floral essence, subtly facilitates this process. And what about the eyes? While chamomile doesn't directly target the retina like green tea, it fulfills another crucial role. By lessening inflammation, relaxing blood vessels, and reducing stress hormones, chamomile creates the optimal internal environment for your eyes to recuperate overnight. That gritty, burning sensation you might experience upon waking often stems from your eyes never having fully rested. Chamomile helps alleviate this, allowing tired tissues to soften and rehydrate as you sleep. I recall Frank, a longtime patient of mine. At 72, he was a former mechanic with perpetually oil-stained hands and a quick wit. However, in recent years, his laughter had become overshadowed by fatigue. "Doc," he told me, "I can't sleep more than 2 hours straight. My eyes feel like sandpaper in the morning." We collaborated on some lifestyle adjustments, but one of the most straightforward changes was this. After brushing his teeth each night, he brewed a single cup of chamomile tea. No phone, no television, just quiet. 3 weeks later, his words astonished even me. "I'm sleeping like I used to years ago. My eyes don't burn when I wake." That's the subtle power of chamomile. It doesn't just soothe you to sleep. It truly rejuvenates you. If you're considering trying it, here's how to make it effective for you. Opt for pure chamomile flowers or organic tea bags without added flavorings. Steep them in hot water around 200 degrees Fahrenheit for 5 to 10 minutes. The longer it steeps, the more potent the calming compounds become. Drink it about 30 minutes before bed, ideally in a peaceful setting. For an added layer of calm, inhale the rising steam. The warm vapor can alleviate tension and open your sinuses. Chamomile may not directly repair a retina or sharpen your vision, but by providing deeper sleep, it prepares the ground for natural healing. And if you're looking for foods to enhance eyesight or a diet to naturally improve vision, do not underestimate the importance of sleep itself. Without it, no nutrient or antioxidant can fully perform its function. Chamomile is one of the gentlest, safest ways to reclaim that essential rest, allowing your brain to remember and your eyes to finally recover. There's an almost mystical quality to saffron. Unlike chamomile or green tea, which feel familiar and unassuming, saffron carries an ancient significance. Just a few crimson threads from this flower have been treasured for thousands of years, in some cultures valued more than gold, not merely for flavor or color, but for its healing properties. And modern science is now validating what tradition has long suggested. Saffron is one of the most extraordinary natural protectors for both the brain and the eyes. The secret lies in two compounds, crocin and safranol. Think of them as dual guardians. Crocin safeguards the eyes at their most fundamental level, the photoreceptor cells in your retina, which are essential for perceiving detail, color, and light. Safranol, conversely, shields the brain from the gradual wear of oxidative stress, particularly in the hippocampus, the brain region responsible for memory storage and learning. Together, they don't just impede decline, they foster resilience. This isn't merely poetic language. In a study published in the Journal of Ophthalmology, patients with early age-related macular degeneration who consumed saffron daily experienced measurable improvements in vision, including enhanced contrast and better reading ability. It's one of the rare natural remedies where we can observe objective changes, not just subjective sensations. Imagine that, threads from a flower protecting your eyes from one of the primary causes of vision loss in older adults. But saffron does more than just preserve sight. It subtly elevates mood by increasing levels of serotonin and dopamine, those feel-good neurochemicals. It counteracts the quiet sadness or mental fogginess that can accompany aging. Some studies even suggest saffron rivals prescription antidepressants for mild to moderate depression, but without the significant side effects. So when I consider saffron tea, I envision not just sharper vision, but brighter mornings, more stable moods, and clearer memory. I think of Linda, one of my patients. She's 66, a retired librarian who always cherished reading late into the night. However, when she came to me, she confessed with tears in her eyes that she could no longer rely on her vision. The words blurred, her focus wavered, and she began to avoid the books that had once brought her so much joy. She also admitted to feeling low on energy, her thoughts scattered. After a thorough discussion, we incorporated saffron tea into her nightly routine, 4 to 6 threads steeped in hot water until the water turned a rich golden orange. 2 months later, she shared something I will never forget. I feel like I have my eyes back and my mind feels lighter. She wasn't entirely cured of aging, but she had regained something precious, her independence in the small daily pleasures of life. Now, if you're wondering how to prepare saffron tea, simplicity is key. Use only pure saffron threads, not powders, which are often adulterated. Place 4 to 6 threads in a cup. Pour in freshly boiled water and allow it to steep for 10 to 15 minutes until the water glows with that distinct orange hue. Avoid sugar or dairy, as they can diminish its effects. A drizzle of honey or a squeeze of lemon is acceptable. And here's a secret many don't realize. Saffron pairs beautifully with chamomile. Together, they offer both calm and clarity, a potent combination for anyone looking to naturally improve eyesight while soothing the nervous system. For older adults seeking foods to boost eye health or a diet to enhance vision, saffron might seem like an extravagance. However, sometimes the most powerful medicines come in the smallest, rarest forms. Even a small amount taken regularly can begin to weave its quiet protection. And as with all the teas we've discussed, the ritual itself is significant. The act of slowing down, of caring for yourself each evening, conveys the message to your body that you are worth protecting. Saffron isn't merely a spice, it's a glimmer of hope for aging eyes and a gentle uplift for the aging mind. When most people consider ginger, they typically associate it with digestive relief, calming nausea, and aiding digestion. However, what many don't realize is that ginger, especially consumed as a warm evening tea, also has profound effects on the brain and eyes. Its secret lies in a compound called gingerol, which functions as a potent anti-inflammatory and circulation enhancer. For individuals over 60, where inflammation and sluggish blood flow frequently underpin foggy thinking and tired eyes, ginger can be a subtle yet powerful ally. Let's begin with the eyes. Every cell in your retina relies on a consistent supply of oxygen and nutrients. Yet, as we age, circulation can slow, tiny blood vessels can stiffen, and pressure can accumulate within the eye. This is one reason why conditions such as glaucoma and age-related eye strain become more prevalent later in life. Gingerol assists by gently dilating blood vessels, reducing oxidative stress, and improving blood flow so that more oxygen and nourishment effectively reach the eyes. Many of my patients report less burning, reduced dryness, and even a brighter clarity after just a few weeks of incorporating ginger tea into their nightly ritual. And the brain? That same enhancement in circulation translates to sharper cognition. Inflammation is one of the hidden culprits behind memory loss and mental fatigue. It's as if tiny fires are subtly burning in the brain, disrupting connections and slowing down signals. Gingerol acts like a soothing balm, reducing those inflammatory sparks and enabling neurons to communicate more freely. Research has even demonstrated ginger's ability to improve working memory and reaction time, particularly in older adults. Think of it as clearing the static from a radio. Suddenly, the music comes through again, clearer and sharper. George, one of my patients, provides a perfect illustration. At 70, he had always been a vibrant storyteller, but recently he found himself pausing mid-sentence, struggling to recall names and losing the thread of conversations. In addition, his eyes ached after reading for more than a few minutes. He felt embarrassed, even avoiding social gatherings because he no longer trusted his memory. After we introduced ginger tea into his routine, fresh slices simmered in water each evening, he returned a month later with a wide grin. "Doc," he said, "I don't know if it's the ginger, but I feel like the lights in my head are brighter. My eyes don't get tired so fast either." Of course, ginger wasn't a panacea, but for George, it marked a significant turning point. If you're interested in trying ginger tea yourself, here's how to prepare it. Begin with a fresh ginger root, approximately 1 to 2 inches long. Slice it thinly, add it to boiling water, and let it simmer for 10 to 15 minutes. The longer it simmers, the more intense the flavor and the greater the release of gingerol. If fresh ginger is unavailable, high-quality tea bags made with pure ginger are suitable, but avoid blends that dilute it with artificial flavors or fillers. Many people enjoy adding a slice of lemon, a pinch of turmeric, or a spoonful of honey. Just remember one important detail. Ginger can be mildly invigorating, so it's best to drink it at least an hour before bedtime, allowing your body sufficient time to settle into a state of calm. Now, some might wonder, does ginger truly qualify as a food that improves eyesight? The answer is yes, though in an indirect yet powerful manner. It won't repair vision overnight, but by reducing inflammation, lowering eye pressure, and enhancing circulation, it establishes a foundation for healing. In fact, when combined with an eyesight-improving diet rich in leafy greens, colorful fruits, and omega-3 fats, ginger becomes part of a larger protective symphony for your vision. Consider it this way: your eyes are living tissues, nourished by blood, purified by circulation, and sustained by a calm internal state. Ginger tea addresses each of these aspects, and when sipped slowly in the evening, it doesn't just warm your body, it conveys to your brain and eyes that you are cared for, you are supported, you are safe to rest. By now, you've learned about the distinct benefits of green tea, chamomile, saffron, and ginger. Each possesses its own strengths, calming the mind, safeguarding memory, nourishing the eyes, or improving circulation. However, the true power doesn't come solely from knowing about them. It comes from integrating them as a consistent part of your nightly rhythm, a ritual, not merely a drink. For older adults, this ritual can be a steadfast anchor, a simple and healing practice to anticipate at the close of each day. The initial step is to select the tea that best addresses your primary need. If sleep is your challenge, difficulty falling asleep, staying asleep, or waking up still tired, chamomile will likely serve you best. If your concern is mental clarity, green tea, especially a decaffeinated version in the evening, will gently clear the fog. If eye health is your top priority, saffron emerges as the hero, protecting vision and sharpening focus. And if circulation, energy levels, or pressure behind the eyes trouble you, ginger is the solution. Think of it as choosing the appropriate tool from a toolbox. Each tea is valuable, but the right one at the opportune moment can make a significant difference. The second step is consistency. The body thrives on routine. Just as children sleep better with a predictable bedtime, so do we as adults. Drinking your chosen tea at the same time each night, ideally 45 to 60 minutes before bed, signals to your brain and body that it's time to unwind. Over days and weeks, this repeated signal strengthens so that even the aroma and warmth of the tea begin to trigger relaxation and readiness for sleep. The third step involves cultivating the right atmosphere. A cup of tea can only achieve so much if it's competing with bright lights, television noise, or the stress of late-night phone scrolling. Instead, treat your tea as part of a transition. Dim the lights, turn off screens, perhaps play soft music, or simply embrace the quiet. Allow your tea to be more than just a drink. Let it be an invitation to peace. This small act of safeguarding your evening space has a remarkable effect. Stress hormones decrease, blood pressure stabilizes, and your eyes, no longer strained by artificial light, begin to rest. The fourth step is patience. Natural remedies are inherently gentle. Unlike medications that often induce rapid but sometimes disruptive effects, teas work gradually, weaving health thread by thread. Many of my patients observe subtle changes within a week or two, falling asleep faster, less eye strain, clearer mornings. However, the deeper benefits, such as sharper memory or enhanced resilience of the eyes, often become evident after a month or more. I always remind them that this isn't merely a treatment, it's a practice. Every evening you commit to it, you are building a foundation for the months and years ahead. The fifth and final step is to simplify the process. Keep your teas visible and easily accessible. If you have to rummage through a cluttered cupboard every night, the ritual will become a chore rather than a comfort. Place your teas where they are easily seen. Consider setting out your mug and kettle in the evening as a gentle reminder. Some older individuals even alternate green tea one night, chamomile the next, depending on how they feel. There are no strict rules here. What matters most is maintaining the practice consistently, night after night. This is where the true beauty lies. It's not just about antioxidants, brain receptors, or circulation. It's about granting yourself a moment each evening that affirms, I am worthy of care. My eyes, my mind, my sleep, they deserve protection. Aging does not negate this truth. If anything, it amplifies its importance. And what could be simpler than a warm cup of tea, sipped slowly in the quiet, carrying both ancient wisdom and modern science, in every mouthful. Aging doesn't have to signify decline. It doesn't have to mean surrendering your mental sharpness, your vision, or your restful nights. Every evening, with something as simple as a cup of tea, you can reclaim a part of your health, calming the mind, nourishing the eyes, protecting the brain. Remember, it's the small, consistent choices that propel us forward, not grand gestures. You deserve clarity, comfort, and peace as you close your eyes each night. If this message resonated with you, please like, share, and subscribe. Together, we can make these years not just longer, but stronger.